Hello, this is another little screencastify training on using Google Classroom. We're going to look at how to control student comments and those kinds of things. There's been some questions about that and some issues with students posting things or commenting. So what I want you to do is, first of all, I want to look at the settings. We're going to go over to the cog on the top of your classroom page here, and we're going to click that, and that's going to bring us to settings. Then what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down here to general. And here we have the stream, and we have this little flag here, and we have a little drop down. And so we can see three different choices. Students can post and comment, students can only comment, or only teachers can post and comment. Now, as kind of a default, um, everything is always allowed initially in Google Classroom. So this one, students can post and comment, will be clicked when you first open your classroom. First thing I like to do when I start a classroom is I go down here and click on only teachers can post or comment. The reason I do that is when I've seen that when I begin a new classroom or create a classroom and invite students, the first thing they like to do is say hi to everybody. So they're all, hi, what's up? I can see what you're writing, all that kind of stuff. And it clogs up the stream almost immediately. So I always start with only teachers are allowed to post or comment. Now, at some point when we start working, I do want students to be able to comment or ask questions, but I don't necessarily want them to post. Now, it's important to understand the difference between a post and a comment. So if I go back here to the classroom and I go in and I go down my stream here, and I'll find an example. Here's an example. Now here's an old assignment I did, and so this portion here under my name, where I have this is the post. Then there is a comment underneath it. That comment was from a student um, commenting or questioning or whatever on my assignment. Now, that's perfectly fine, but I don't want the students to post things because then it gets really clogged up. So, what I prefer to do after we've had the class going for a little bit is I will click on students can only comment. So that means if I put an assignment, a student can ask a question about that specific assignment, and it may be a perfectly good question that other students would have as well. So that's positive for them to be able to do that. Now, there's also some other ways to communicate with students. And what you want to do is you really want to give them a chance to ask any questions, and you might also want to give yourself a chance to speak to a student privately. So when I'm looking at how to speak to a student privately, I may go to Classwork, and this is one way to do it, and I might create a question. And so I may just ask that question, how are you? Um, just a short answer, and then I'll go over here to who that question is for. And if I click on students, I can unclick all students, and then I can choose specific students to ask that question for. I can also do that if I want to make a specific assignment for certain students and not others. It works really nicely for differentiation. So that's something to consider. And then I can add that question, and so that question is only going to go to certain students. Now, another way